Hello guys, this is Hexagon Zero and welcome back to another episode of Indie Game of the Month. This time we'll be looking at Fract OSC. It is an indie game on Steam at the moment that is rather interesting. It's been out for a while, but it's music based and unfortunately I'm not able to mute the music because that basically takes away the entire game, so this video will be flagged. But either way, this game is awesome enough that I don't mind. It was actually frustrating to me in the beginning, but more on that later. What you're seeing now is the synthesizer. As you progress through the game, you unlock different parts of it. And this is something I just whipped up. I created this pattern a little while ago, and then this is something I whipped up. Actually, what you're seeing on screen, this is how fast it is to actually create a beat. But yeah, you can mess around with the... they've got three main sequences. There's bass, there is the green, and then there's the purple. And I'm pretty sure the blue is the bass. You may or may not have figured it out that I'm pretty terrible at anything to do with music synthesizing. Because right now I'm just doing random stuff. It looks impressive, but I'm really just messing with things. But yeah, in just a few minutes there, because I sped up that last little bit 16 times, you're able to create a pretty terrible beat. But you can see someone with a little bit more talent might be able to do a little bit better than I can. But anyway, this is an example of some of the other music that is scattered throughout the game. This is actually the final level, and this is the track that is unlocked after you beat the entire game. But it's a puzzle platformer. So it's shot entirely in first person, and you navigate around the world, and you edit puzzles, and they unlock and play tunes as you're doing so. And so there are three main places, and they can all be accessed from that little teleporter room or travel place. But the world in it is actually fairly huge, as you can see here. So there's pink, green, and blue, and they all represent the different types, or at least levels of music that you can use using the synth. But right now I'm heading down to the main overworld area to basically show you where you start out. So after you complete a rudimentary puzzle in the beginning, you're brought down here. And so effectively you've got to light up all of the three areas, and that allows you to move on to the final level. So, yeah. The game is based around there's no fall damage, you don't have a health bar, there's no stamina bar, you're basically controlled by your WASD. You can't jump either, so it's controlled by your WASD and your mouse. And the most important two buttons on your mouse are obviously the left and right click. The left click being whatever you click on, the right click activates, it's been called inspection on a lot of the forums I was looking at, or what was the other thing called? Investigation, that was another word that was thrown around a little bit. But yeah, what it does is it opens up this, it's kind of like looking at something through X-ray vision goggles or infrared goggles or something like that. It allows you to see what you wouldn't normally be able to. And yeah, that allows you to pop open all the windows and activate and see what you can mess around with, as I'll show you here in a second. So this is the green, which is bass, I think. I don't know, I was never able to figure out which color matched with which color, and I can't hear it right now. But yeah, so we'll just right click there, and it shows you all these different levels that you can play around with. Throughout the map, you have to find what each of those correspond with, and yeah, you have to match them up, and that allows you to beat the level, as it were. In the beginning, I hated this game. It was so confusing. They spawn you in, they show you who it was made by, the title of the game, and then you're left in almost a completely dark room. And I don't know what it is, but every game I've played lately, the brightness is always so low. Like, I've got the gamma and like one tick below max right now on the game, and maybe it's my monitor, but I can barely see anything. So, yeah, it was almost completely dark to me, and it was really hard to figure out what to do. So I've managed to eventually meander around enough that I could figure out the WSD moved you. You couldn't jump, and then I fell off the edge a couple times. And eventually I found the right path, and then it slowly increased on what to do. Getting that done, on the other hand, is a slightly harder task, because the game isn't exactly clear in its instruction, and that's both a good thing and a bad thing. It's good in the fact that it doesn't treat you like an idiot, and you just basically have to figure it out on your own. However, a little bit of direction does not go unnoticed, and that would have been most certainly helpful for some of the patterns that work in certain unlockable things. You might find yourself looking up some tutorials online, or patterns that at least work to progress through the world. But some of the weirder things about this game is that it requires a very powerful CPU in order to work. And I mean, like, I'm running a 5th gen i7 4790K in my rig, and you need like a 3rd gen i5 in order for this to actually, that's the recommended. Because as far as I can tell, all the music and stuff is routed through the CPU, and all the rendering is routed through the CPU. The only thing your graphics card is basically doing in this situation is colors, and this is where everything is, because everything else in here looks CPU rendered. So my computer didn't really have a bit of a problem handling it. The CPU is water cooled, so I hear the fans ramped up a little bit, but other than that, there wasn't a problem. But people on somewhat less powerful rigs might want to check out how can I run it to see if it'll actually work. I'm not even sure if FractalOC is on. Can I run it? No. And anyway, you can at least match it up with the Steam settings, minimum requirements versus recommended. What I'm doing right here is I'm just taking you on a tour through the world. It's a rather expansive one, and there's a whole bunch of different achievements in this, where you can basically go off and explore the world, and that will unlock these achievements. But there's a couple really cool ones, and just how everything flows is really cool. Like these pathways generate, everything's bright and neon and shiny, and once you can get past the harder aspects of it, it's a really fun game. It didn't take me that long to beat it, about 3 or 4 days, and even then, really cool game. I had some other points I was going to make on the developer, but kind of a moot at this point anyway. So we're going to pop over to the green world, and there's different types of puzzles for each one. So the the pink kind of area was pinky purple, I guess. They were all, what was the type of puzzle you had in the pink area? I can't remember. Anyway, in the blue area you had a whole bunch of pipes that you had to sort around, and then there was this kind of door mechanism you had to open up. That was fun to figure out which pattern worked on those. It was basically just work out a pattern that doesn't end up getting you crushed. Green is all rotating giant platforms to transmit a beam through space in order to get it to... and you also have to move yourself as well as this beam through. So after you unlock all the pads, as you can see here, you have to maneuver them so this beam will be able to move through the entire fields. And that itself wasn't too hard to figure out. It's the part at the end that is really hard to figure out, because you have to figure out a pattern that opens up spheres that will fire beams. It's kind of hard to explain. You'll see here in a second. And I'm really having trouble trying to remember what pink did. What were the puzzles on pink? Oh, I can't remember. I think pink was moving squares around? Yeah, that was it. Pink was you had to move certain squares around into different positions. It was kind of like a giant puzzle in which you had to maneuver squares. I'm not explaining this very well. It's kind of hard to explain, actually, when you think about it. But yeah, that's me moving the beam throughout the entire thing. And then we just navigate up here. I'm sorry if this is spoilers for anybody, but I decided to give this video a little bit longer of a length than I normally give for Indie Game of the Month, simply because this world would sound completely crazy unless I actually gave it a match, or at least a video to match. And that's what I meant by opening up spheres to open a giant hole, or open up the giant blob. Yeah, that was just the first level of green. Sorry if I spoiled it for anybody there who's thinking of picking this up. But if you were going to pick it up, now would be an absolutely amazing time to do so, as I believe... Let's pull up Steam here on my other laptop. The Steam sale is going on right now, and it's only going to be going on for another day. I'll try and get this posted tomorrow. But by the looks of it, Fracked OSC is on sale for 75% off. So regularly it's $16.99 for the next 10 hours as of filming this. So it's currently 12 a.m. on the 22nd, so I'm on the last day of the Steam sale. For the next 10 hours, this game will be on sale for 75% off. I will get this video rendered and up as soon as possible. So it is $4.24. If you ever felt like doing a really good music game, or you wanted basically a free synth, this is a really good recommendation. Yeah, I think I'm going to let the video play it out from here. So I'd like to thank you guys for watching. Please remember to like, or actually no, you don't have to if you don't want to. I don't really care either way. It would be nice if you could, but I mean, I'm not going to force you into it, or meander through it anyway. But I will see you guys next time. This is the Hexagon Zero, signing out.